If you're looking for a free course in Italian wine, you've come to the right place. Tony Margiotta here. This is part one of a multi-series of Italian wine videos, all covering a different topic so you can master Italian wine in small, easy chunks. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button below so you don't miss out on the next videos, because frankly, no one else is going to help you absorb enormous amounts of Italian wine knowledge faster than my method. Your goal might be to get some extra help for a wine certification, and this Italian wine course will help you do that. Or you just might want to enrich yourself with some Italian wine knowledge. Either way, the goal of this course is to take this newfound knowledge and use it in such a way that your tasting experiences reach new, surprising, and epic levels of pleasure. So, what makes this little country called Italy so unique when it comes to wine? Well, Italy is the largest wine producer in the world. No one makes more wine than the Italians. Its geographical location is key to its success. It's also home of the oldest wine culture in the world, or at least one of the oldest, spanning back 4,000 years. I'd argue even longer. If you've ever seen my video on Sardinia, you'd know why. Italy is also the most complex wine country to learn. And that's because there's more variety of wine in Italy than any other. No one produces more variety of wines, different types of wines than Italy. No one, no one even close, not even the French. Italy is also known for having very high quality wines. And in fact, some of the world's greatest wines are coming out of Italy. Italy's also famous for its wines being a perfect match with food. So if you love food and you love wine and you love eating food and you love drinking wine at the same time, I can't think of a better place than looking at Italian wines. And then finally, terroir is a critical component to the wine's identity. And that's very, very important to winemakers in Italy, both historically and also today. So how should you think about Italian wines? Since Italian wines is the most complex wine producing country in the world, we need to have a strategy to sort of organize all this information in our mind so that we can master Italian wine as quickly as possible. We want to just sort of avoid this sort of overwhelm of too much information. So I came up with this graphic and I call it the Pentagon of Wine. A pentagon has 5 different angles. And so when I look at a bottle of Italian wine, there's sort of 5 different things that I think about or that I look for on the bottle. And the supreme angle that I look for always is the grape. I want to know which grape varietal is in that bottle of wine. Sometimes there's 2, 3, maybe even more grape varietals, and I'd like to know which ones those are, and perhaps in a blend, I'd like to know what the dominant grape is. I also want to know where the vineyard location is, because that really impacts the flavor profile and the behavior of the wine. Then quickly, I'd want to know how it was classified by law, and then I want to know what the style of the wine is, and then finally I want to think about, how do I drink this and how do I pair it, which is sort of the application part of all of these. But before I start going into topics, I just want to let you know that in future videos, no matter what topic I'm going to cover in this course, it will fit inside one of these 5 angles. So let me share with you some of the topics we're going to go over over the next, I don't know how many videos I'm going to do. I might do 10 videos. I might do 15 videos. I don't know how many videos it's going to take to complete this course, but here's some of the topics that I'm going to go over the next series of videos. How geography plays a role in Italian wine, super important. How Italian climate impacts the taste of wine, which is also very important. We'll take a glance look at which types of wines Italy makes. We're definitely going to go over the wine regions of Italy. We're going to talk about what are native grape varietals. We'll talk about how Italian wines are classified by law. We'll go over some Italian wine appellations and what they are. And then another topic that isn't usually covered in wine courses at all, and that is how Italian wine, mass production techniques versus artisanal techniques. Then we'll go over how Italian winemaking techniques affect the taste in your glass. We'll also cover how to read Italian wine labels, which I think is super important in mastering Italian wines. If you can't understand, what you're looking at when you pick up a bottle of Italian wine, you're sort of lost. And I'm sure there's many of you out there that you just pick up a bottle of Italian wine, you look at it like, I don't know what this is, and you just put it back down. And unfortunately, what if that was like the greatest bottle of your life and you just put it down, you never tasted it? So I'm gonna give you a crash course on how to read Italian wine labels, even if you don't speak Italian. I'm gonna show you all the shortcuts. And then finally, I definitely want to cover how Italian wine culture and history shape what Italian wine is today. But as many topics as this seems, and there's going to be many, many more topics, they all fit inside one of these angles of the Pentagon. So always keep this in mind. It's really much more simple than you think, as long as you tie all these topics into these 5 things. These are the only things you really need to be thinking about when you're dealing with Italian wines: the grape, where it's made, how it's classified, what's the style, and how do you drink it and how do you pair it. That's pretty much it. So with that said, I will see you next time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next videos about Italian wine and much, much more. Look out for part 2 of this Italian wine course, and I'll see you in the next video.